Hello everyone, Aiden here from Loom Boutique, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these. Oops, there's a hair on it. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these adorable little caterpillars. Okay, and I really like these guys because they're super mini and they are so easy to make. So yeah, these are like definitely for beginners, and they don't take that many bands. They don't even have that much of a band count, but they don't take that much bands. I know that for a fact. So yeah, I also wanted to just say something. These were my first Instagram post, but I adjusted the design a bit. So here were the ones that I posted, about almost 2 years ago, and they're way bigger than this, first of all, and they're kind of weird. So I just wanted to redesign it, and I can design better now. So I just wanted to redesign it, and I did promise someone about 2 years ago that I would send them the pattern, and I didn't have any time, or I forgot and I didn't have enough time, or I didn't have any time to do it. So yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, here it is now. Okay, these are really good for beginners. If you're a beginner, I recommend this tutorial because I'm going to be explaining things good. Alright, so you are going to be needing eyes, and I'm not going to be using like the small eyes. I'm going to be using the bigger ones. You can use any eyes you want. I just used the big eyes. So for the main body color, I'm going to be using this pearl white. So that's for this white part here. And for the second color here, I'm going to be using this sweets color, the baby blue fairy sweets color. And for the third color, I'm going to be using the sweets fairy pastel orange. And then I also I used to use 2 pink bands for the cheeks and a smile. But I didn't put a smile here, and I didn't put a smile on my first guys, and they still look cute. So yeah, I didn't put a smile on here just to show you guys what they would look like, okay? So I'm going to begin. You are going to be needing your hook and a stitch marker. Okay, there's hair all over the place right now. I put my hair up, so that's probably why. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to be starting with my white color. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a band, I'm gonna wrap it around. Right, so I'm gonna explain because this video is going to be for beginners, or if you're a beginner, it's a good tutorial. Anyway, so I'm gonna grab my band, I have my hook, I'm gonna wrap it around, creating 3 loops. So 3 loops. So 1, 2, and 3. So there's 3 loops. Okay. So then I'm gonna grab a band, another band, and I'm gonna put it on my hook and pull this band through these 3 loops. Okay. Just gonna pull these 3 loops. There. And these bands are thicker, so it's probably gonna be a little bit hard to work with, but oh well. Like that. Oops. Okay. So it looks like this basically. So I'm gonna pull this front one over the back one like this. So just pull it over like that. So it looks like this. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back. So I'm gonna go into this capping band with these 3 loops here. I'm gonna go. Sorry, it's a little bit hard. Okay, I'm gonna go into the capping band there. Okay, I probably should have used different bands for this tutorial, but whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another band. I'm gonna pull it through and then I'm just gonna pull it through these 3 loops of the capping band. Right, and I'm gonna reclaim. Then I'm gonna pull this first one over these 2. go back in, and I'm gonna put 5 stitches in this capping band. So that was 2. Okay, have my band, pull it through. Okay, that was 3. I'm gonna go back in. Okay, 4, and then 1 more time. Okay, so you should have made 5 stitches here. So the way that you can tell is you count this on these like V shapes. Don't count this. That's just a part of the thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the band on your hook is 5. Okay, so instead of going back into the cap band, I'm gonna go into this first V-shaped stitch. Again, don't go through here. It's just a part of this stitch. So we don't go through there. Okay. So I'm just gonna go through there. Oops. And I'm gonna grab a band, and I'm gonna make a stitch. And your stitch marker is gonna go on this band on your hook. Okay. I just wanted to use like a different color other than white, but okay. So I'm gonna do an increase all the way around, and an increase is just putting 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So I already did 1 here, so I'm gonna go back into the same stitch with the stitch marker and make another stitch. So then I'm gonna go into the next stitch and put 2 stitches. So that was what an increase is. I'm trying to make this tutorial beginner friendly. Like I said before, I should have probably used different bands. But I kind of like the pearl effect. Oops. These bands like to stick together too. But I bought them, so like why not use them? Okay, I'm just gonna do all increases until I get back to this, my stitch marker. And I don't know if I said this in the intro, but you don't need to have a rainbow loom hook. You can literally use a crochet hook. It may be a little bit harder though, but yeah. Okay, so I'm on my last increase. So I'm getting notifications. Okay, so once I'm back at my stitch marker, I'm gonna go into the band with the stitch marker on it, and then I'm just gonna make a stitch. Okay, I do not know what that black thing is, and then I'm gonna take my stitch marker off, and I'm gonna put it on the band that's on my hook. Okay, so counting around, you should be at 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so then this row we're going to do a single increase. So this was a single, then I'm going to go into the next stitch and do an increase all the way around. So an increase. I'm using all like sparkle or shimmery bands for this guy. Okay, so that was an increase. This is going to be a single. Go into the next stitch and do an increase. I'm going to try to do or make a tutorial for like I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Dang it. Okay. So I'm just getting more bands here on my okay. So increase. Just keep going into that. Okay, so what I was saying, I remember now. I'm going to be trying to do either 2 or 3 more tutorials this week, because I am off, so why not? And I wanted to do a springtime tutorial. So yeah. I'm looming so weirdly with these bands. Oops. As you can see, wait, I wanna like show you something. They're like thick. Other to like the rainbow loom band, the regular rainbow loom bands. So it's just a little bit tricky. So the second to last stitch is gonna be single, and you should end on an increase. Oops. Should end on an increase. Alright, so then I'm gonna go into the band with my stitch marker on, and then I'm gonna do a stitch. And I'm gonna put my stitch marker back on. Okay, whoops. Oh, okay. So now I'm gonna do 2 single rows of white, okay? Again, you can use any color that you want. I'm still gonna use white. Because for these, where do they go? For these guys, I use white and then I basically switch colors. So I'm still gonna be using white. So I'm gonna be doing 2 single rounds of white, and a single is just going into the stitch and just doing 1 in that stitch. That's the single. I'm gonna do that all the way around until I get to the stitch marker. I'm gonna do 1 round with you, and then I'm gonna have you come back because I found that, well, obviously I found that shorter videos upload quicker. And I really don't want this video to upload for like a few hours like my other ones have. So yeah, this is already at like 12 minutes, so I just want this video to be quick and simple. Okay. Oops. There's like really nothing to talk about right now. I don't really know what to talk about. I mean, and these bands also like to like stick together, but I put silicone oil on these, so they shouldn't. So they should be easier to loom with. Oops. These like really like to stick together. I'm like really glad that I redesigned this to be smaller because I feel like the other ones just looks kind of weird like that. And I made the other ones to have like no feet. And these ones have feet, or you don't have to put feet on them if you really don't want to. Okay, I'm back at the one with my stitch marker. So I'm gonna make a stitch. Okay. So I didn't say this before, but I think that you're supposed to have 15 stitches after the last row. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna count with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you're supposed to have 15 stitches, okay? So you have to do another row around, all singles. Okay, just 1 more row around all singles in whatever color you want, and come back to me when you've done that. Okay, so I'm back. I did another row, and I also just realized that since I'm using the metallic bands, or the metallic white, mine actually is coming out bigger. It looks bigger because of the thick bands that I use. So this one, I use regular bands, and this one I used the metallic white, and it looks bigger. Oh well. Anyways, so, now this round, I'm gonna use my, new colors. So I'm gonna be using, the this like sweet color, this sweet blue color, or whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the next stitch, and I'm gonna use my new color. Oh wait, sorry, okay. If you did this stitch and put it on your hook, just undo it. Okay, just undo that stitch. Okay. Alright. So I'm supposed to do the stitch with the stitch marker on, and I'm gonna go in it, I'm gonna get my new color. Oops, these ones like to stick together too. I'm gonna get my new color. And I'm not gonna do a slip stitch or anything, I'm just gonna do a normal stitch with that color. Okay, because if you do a slip stitch, then it's gonna like be all gangly, and then I'm gonna put the stitch marker on. Okay, so then I'm just gonna do all singles around with my new color. And it kind of gets like repetitive after this, but it's also really easy. This is a really good design for beginners. It's so simple. I know they keep saying that, but like, it's so simple. And this kind of also looks weird with the metallic white. I'm not really sure how you feel about it. I've used it before for like other things, and it looked good, but I'm not really sure how I feel about it on Loomigurumi. Oops. It's also really windy out today, so if you hear the wind, and if you hear my dogs barking, it is just because other dogs are barking outside, and they're barking with them. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about this color. I should just use white. Whatever. Regular white, I meant. Oh well, too late now. I'm not refilming this. Oh, and I also forgot to say in the intro, the pattern will be in the description as well as all my other links, okay? So I'm back at the stitch marker. I'm gonna go into that, the band with the stitch marker on. And I'm going to get my other color, which is the sweet orange or whatever it's called. And again, I'm just gonna be doing a normal stitch. I'm not gonna be doing slip stitches, because what ends up happening if you do a slip stitch, if you can see this, it ends up looking a little like, because these were like old and I did slip stitches, you can kind of like see how it's like pointing out, and the other side doesn't have that. If you can see that, you probably can't. I'm just like really picky. Oh, there's like hair everywhere. Oh, okay. So then after you put your new color on, you're gonna put the band with your stitch marker on your hook. Alright, so then you're just gonna do a row around single, but let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to do 5 rows around single, but you're gonna be like changing colors. So the row that I'm on right here now is this color. Okay, so then the next row would be this one, then the next one would be this one, then this one. But you can choose like different colors. So I'm gonna be doing this row, so just 5 rows single, okay, if that makes sense. All single until you get to the stitch marker, 5 rows, but be sure to like change your colors if you want to. Okay, like feel free to like put them in like different places. Like I put like white here again, then I changed it up. I did that with like all of them. Okay, so come back to me when you have done the 5 rows and changed the colors up. Okay, so I'm back. I'm not really a big fan of these colors, but just for my sake, and the sake of this video, I'm not gonna redo it. Oh well. And it is way bigger. If I can like zoom out. It is way bigger. like it's almost like the same size as my original, but not really, but whatever. Oh. So yeah, I did 5 rows, and the way that you can see that is 5 rows is this is the row that I did with you, the blue row. Then the orange is the one that I didn't. So you were supposed to do 5 rows off camera. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, so now this row, I am going to be doing a single, 2 singles, and then a decrease. So this was a single, the band on my C clip, and I'm not going to be using any other color. I'm just going to be using white for the rest of the way. So I'm going to be doing another single. Okay. Okay, so, oops. These bands are really hard. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a decrease, and a decrease is you go in the first loop, the inside loop of this, and the outside loop of the stitch. So you're basically weaving them together. I'm going to show you that again. Inside loop, and outside loop. So you should have 2 loops on your hook, and then grab a band, and just basically stitch them together. Okay, and then I'm gonna do 2 single, and then a decrease. Okay, I really should use different bands. These are like really hard to work with. Oops. I normally don't loom like this. Oops. Okay, single, then decrease. This is, yeah, these are like really difficult to loom this. So I'm just gonna do a single decrease all the way around until I get to the stitch marker, and then I'm gonna be back because it's like really hard to loom with these on camera. Okay, so I'm back. I didn't do the whole row yet, so you should end on a decrease, and you should end on the C clip with a decrease. So just go through this one and then the other one with the one on the C clip or the stitch marker. Oops, I'm gonna remove it, put it on my hook. I'm kind of contemplating if I should like refilm this. Should I? Okay, no, I'm not gonna refilm. I'm not gonna refilm this. Oh well. I'm just like going really fast, and I wanted this to be reorganized. Okay, whatever. So after this row, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stitches, and then this row I'm gonna stuff. So I'm just gonna get stuffing, and then just stuff it. I'm not really being like as gentle, but honestly, it's whatever. Now the stuffing doesn't want to go in. I'm just stuffing it. Honestly, usually I overstuff the caterpillars. Like honestly, on my like other designs, I really don't overstuff them. But with only like on this design, I feel like I always overstuff it. Oh, and you can just let your hook out. It should stay, especially if you have a C clip, then it probably should stay. If you have a lock, then it should definitely stay. Just be careful. Hopefully this isn't this video is not over 30 minutes. Because then it's probably gonna take like an hour to upload. Okay, so I just stuffed it. I'm just shaping it up. Okay. Okay, so I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just gonna get my... Alright, so I'm gonna put my band... Okay, so if you don't like know which way to go, the stitches are already like facing like out, so just go, put it on your hook like that. Okay, so now this row I'm gonna do a single decrease. So this was a single decrease. So I'm gonna go into this first stitch and do a single. Okay, the band on my hook does not count as a single because that was a decrease. If you understand anything what I'm saying. So this is a single, then I'm gonna be doing a decrease. Okay. This is a single, and then a decrease. Oops. What? Oh my god. All the way around until you get to the, stitch marker. Decrease. Then there should be a single. Okay, then the band with a C-clip or stitch marker on it should be a single as well. Okay, so then at this point I'm just gonna take my stitch marker out, and then I'm just gonna decrease till close. So I'm gonna decrease until I cannot no more. So decrease till I can not decrease anymore. I feel like if you just like read the pattern, then it would be easier. I feel like I'm explaining this more difficult than it really needs to be. And again, for like the third time of me saying this, I probably should have used different bands because you really cannot see. At least from what I'm looking at, you can't see. I don't know what that mark is right there anyways. So, I think that the next one's gonna be my last one. Okay, so this one's gonna be my last one. Oops. Okay, so then after that I'm just gonna put them on my hook, and then I'm gonna grab a band and pull it through everything, including the one on my hook. That makes sense. Right, then I'm gonna reclaim and pull the back one, the front one over the back one, and pull tight. Okay, so then I'm just gonna hide this tail into the body. Oops. Okay. So I'm just gonna go off camera. It's just hiding the tail into the body. That's really all that it is. This is way bigger than my other ones anyways. Okay, so I hit it. It's been sticking out there. Oh well. Okay. So now you can either do the feet or the eyes next. I think I'm just gonna do the feet. So I'm just gonna pick a spot on the bottom. Okay, I'm just gonna pick a spot. I'm gonna grab 2 bands. I'm gonna put it on my hook 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. So it's like 3 loops. Then I'm just gonna pick a spot over here. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna grab a single band, pull it through that stitch, and then pull these 3 loops on. Okay, then I'm just gonna slip knot it. Pull tight. Alright. So that's basically like its foot. Okay, you can make as many as you want. On here, I put 3. Oh my, there's so much hair. Okay, I put 3. Okay, I'm not really sure how many feet caterpillars have. I looked it up and it said 5. I just put 6. Oh, I meant 3 on each side. So, yeah. You basically want to put 3. I'm just gonna, I just did the one with you. And I just put 3 here, just pick a spot, put 3 there, and put 3 here. So there's 6. You can make as many as you want. You make 4. And then I'm just gonna hide it in, okay? I'm not gonna make the 6 with you because I feel like that it would take way too long. I want this tutorial to be as short as possible. Okay, so I just pretend that I have my 6 done. Okay, now I'm just gonna put on the face. I have these like large beads. You can use any beads, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm just gonna pick a spot here. There may be like a specific way to put this. So here you can see the magic ring and the 5 stitches. I'm just gonna go to the opposite side so it's like vertical to it. Just gonna go there. I'm gonna grab my eye band and pull it through. Oops. And pull it tight. Oh my god. Okay, so my band just broke. Oops. Okay, so my band broke. That like really startled me. Okay. Okay, so I have another one, thank goodness, but hey, just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. I'm gonna go in the same exact spot. Right. Grab my band, and I'm not gonna pull it as tight. Oops. Okay. Like that. I should have did that before. Alright. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and not tuck it in. Then I'm gonna grab my cheek band. Or you kinda wanna pull tight because these bands are like so thick and hard to work with that if you pull tight, okay, so I'm just gonna pull tight like that, and then I'm just gonna hide it in there. Okay, just hide it in there. Pretend that I did the other side as well, because I'm not gonna weave another thing in, okay? So I have my cheek band. I'm just gonna go pick a stitch where I want the cheek to go. Pull it through, basically. Like that. I'm not gonna pull that tight, because you kind of want that to be loose, and then just tuck it in. Okay, like that. So you have a cheek. Then lastly, all you have to do is the antennas, or whatever this is called. This tutorial is turning out really bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna be using 2 different colors. You can use any colors. I'm just gonna be using the 2 colors that I use, like the blue and the orange. Okay. Doesn't matter. So I'm gonna use the blue. So to make the antennas, I'm just gonna grab a band and wrap it around twice. Oops. I'm gonna wrap it around twice. Then I'm gonna grab these 2 loops and wrap it around again. I hook. Alright. Then I'm gonna double loop around and then pull these 4 loops on. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do that 2 more times, so there's like 3 chains. So double loop, pull it on. Okay, so there's like 3. Okay, so then I'm gonna, let's pretend that this is like a whole face. So I'm just gonna go up here and pick a spot where I'm just gonna go up here and I'm gonna grab a white band and then I'm just gonna pull it through that stitch and pull it through these bands and pull tight. Okay. And then just tuck it in. Alright. Okay, and there you have your adorable little caterpillar. Alright. You have your adorable little caterpillars. Just pretend this is done. Yeah, this one's really big compared to the others, but oh well. Yeah, if you make these, share them with me on Instagram. Check out my Etsy shop. It is called Loom Cheek. And yeah, I think that these look way better than my original ones. I have definitely improved. And comment down below what you want next. Cause I kind of do make designs like whatever I want to make, but I kind of want to make the designs that you guys want too. So comment down below and have a wonderful, wonderful day, everyone. And yeah, bye.